This week we are moving on to Chapter 9, Food Allergens and Special Dietary Requests. Our objectives for this chapter are to learn the causes and symptoms of allergic reactions and be able to list the 8 main food allergens, describe the cause and symptoms of celiac disease and other food intolerances, understand the steps for establishing a food allergen program, and know how to handle requests from customers with food allergies, sensitivities, and intolerances. We will also learn how to train staff to deal with allergens in a food service operation, describe how to acquire new and alternative ingredients, and recognize the most common religious diets and other dietary restrictions. According to our textbook, approximately 12 million people in the U.S. have a food allergy. However, I looked into this number a little more, and on the Food Allergy Research and Education website, foodallergy.org, that number is actually 32 million. This site states that the CDC reports food allergies among children has increased by 50% between 1997 and 2011. So what causes this? A person develops a food allergy when the immune system reacts abnormally to a particular food by creating antibodies against it. The food that causes this reaction is called an allergen. When the person eats the allergen, the immune system defends against it, causing an allergic reaction. Allergic reactions can range from mild to severe symptoms, and 90% of life-threatening allergic reactions are caused by 8 allergens: eggs, wheat, tree nuts, peanuts, soy, cow's milk and milk products, fish, and shellfish. These can cause anaphylaxis, a severe reaction that comes on quickly and often with a drop in blood pressure, closing of the throat, and loss of consciousness. Sometimes people grow out of food allergies, but most people often just avoid them. Celiac disease is something we have heard a lot more of the last few years. It is an autoimmune condition with the allergy being gluten. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, rye, and barley. If eaten, the immune system reacts by destroying their intestinal villi. Symptoms can be skin rashes, fatigue, abdominal bloating and pain, osteoporosis, and rheumatoid arthritis. Gluten is found in many food items and can be in different ingredients. If you aren't familiar with the different forms and nutrition labeling, it can be very easy to ingest something that is not gluten-free. This chart lists several items that should be avoided on a gluten-free diet and some alternative foods that are gluten-free. Another common food allergy is lactose. Lactose is the sugar found in milk and other dairy products. If a person is lactose intolerant, they are deficient of the enzyme lactase and are unable to digest lactose. Those that are more commonly affected are African Americans, Asians, and Native Americans. But also just getting older can cause a loss of enzyme activity. Lactose intolerance can cause diarrhea, gas, and bloating. This allergy is manageable. Usually a small amount of lactose can be tolerated, and over-the-counter lactase can be taken when dairy products are consumed. There are also low lactose products available. It is also common for a person to have a food intolerance. Food intolerances do not involve the immune system. However, when the food is consumed, a person has some physical reaction that is undesirable. It is important for wait staff to be knowledgeable about menu items and ingredients so that they can answer questions, help customers make selections, and ensure that the customer gets the correct food. As the percentage of the population with food allergies is growing, it is becoming even more important for food service operations to be prepared to safely serve people with these allergies, intolerances, and other special dietary needs. Customers may have all different medical conditions that they are dealing with, and we come in by helping them be safe with their food choices. When an establishment has a food allergen program in place, the customer's safety is ensured and potential liabilities are alleviated. A food allergen program is a set of goals and actions with the objective of ensuring that customers who have indicated that they have a food allergy or intolerance are not exposed to the offending substance through food or beverages in the operation. Some operations have external requirements that would be fulfilled by a formal allergen program, maybe from a larger corporation or business entity, and they may be regulated by local laws or may need to meet certain requirements in order to obtain or purchase insurance. An operation must go through steps to determine the details of its food allergen program. They must review marketing plans for the development of a food allergen program, determine whether the plan satisfies external requirements affecting the organization or establishment, determine the extent of the program, designate which person on the staff will plan and implement the allergen program, and designate who will be responsible for accommodating customers who report food allergies or intolerances. The next step after a food service operation has developed a food allergen program is to determine which allergens are present in the establishment. There should be a review of ingredients, recipes, and plating to determine which allergens they contain. All recipes with one or more of the 8 main allergens plus gluten need to be marked clearly. So anything that is used in the operation needs to be looked at for the allergens, and if they are found, need to be marked physically on the recipe, or if the establishment uses a computer program, it needs to be added to the data. Once the allergens are identified, the chef and managers can develop a list of menu items that can be used as substitutions. These substitutions must be clearly communicated with the front of the house. A communication path and policy needs to be developed so that allergen information is correctly communicated throughout the establishment. Waitstaff needs to listen to the customer as they often give clues to their particular dietary needs. They might ask questions about preparation ingredients, give the server a card that reports an allergy, tell the server they aren't able to have a specific item, or ask to speak directly to a manager. The customer is responsible to disclose food allergies or special dietary needs, but a trained staff member will listen, ask further questions, and be prepared to make suggestions. The order will then be communicated to the kitchen and will need to be marked or tagged in some way. The kitchen staff will need to read the order carefully and double-check the appropriate recipes. When the item is being prepared, fresh, clean, and sanitized preparation items need to be used to prevent cross-contact. When the dish is delivered to the customer, the person responsible needs to make sure the correct customer is identified and that the staff understood the allergy correctly. The waitstaff should check back with the customer to make sure everything is going well. If an allergen is included on the plate, the entire plate of food must be replaced and a new meal must be prepared. The customer might want to keep the incorrect food at the table to prevent the staff from replacing an item on the plate and returning the same plate to the table. Sometimes, even very small amounts of the allergen could cause a reaction. A food allergen program should not be implemented until staff is trained to anticipate and react correctly to situations that may occur with customers. Staff should be educated on allergies, how reactions occur, and the likely symptoms. All staff should know emergency procedures, the address and phone number of the food service operation. We also have another portion of the population that follows special diets for philosophical, cultural, or religious reasons. Up first, we have vegetarian diets. The broad definition of vegetarian does not eat meat, fish, or poultry. Within vegetarian, there are different types, as the chart here shows. A vegetarian diet is followed for different reasons: personal health, animal welfare, economic and ethical considerations, and religious beliefs. Vegetarians must eat a variety of grains, vegetables, fruit, legumes and beans, nuts and seeds daily. To achieve the 9 essential amino acids daily, they combine complementary plant proteins in sufficient quantities. Vegetarian food items are readily available, so it is easier for food service operations to offer options on menus. An establishment may be able to add fortified food items like soy milk or meat analogs made from plant proteins like tofu as ingredient substitutions or meal options. This chart shows some replacements for animal sources of nutrients. A kosher diet is defined by religion, followed by Orthodox and Conservative Judaism. It is not a style of cooking. There are specific rules that need to be followed to be considered kosher and must be under the supervision of a rabbi. The kosher dietary laws are comprehensive and they outline foods that are allowed and forbidden and mandate how foods that are permitted must be produced, processed, and prepared prior to consumption. The majority of a Hindu diet is lacto-vegetarian. Meat and eggs are avoided, but some may eat lamb, chicken, and fish. Eating beef is forbidden, however, other products from the cow like milk, yogurt, and butter may be eaten. The Muslim diet restricts pork, ham, bacon, or any other part of the pig, gelatin from animal source, birds of prey, and other carnivorous animals. Only meat that has been slaughtered in a specific prescribed way is allowed, and alcohol is not consumed. Other religious restrictions may be fasting, caffeine, and alcohol restrictions, and other types of vegetarian diets. Accommodating religious diets mean helping guests make informed decisions, letting them know if a dish is cooked with alcohol, for example, or helping them select vegetarian options. Thank you for listening to the Chapter 9 lecture. Please review the summary slides 16 through 27. After reading Chapter 9, please complete the Chapter 9 quiz and have a great week.